All right, can you speak about your feud with Savage and him as a person?
Randy.
I was dying to ask this question.
Oh man, it was. Randy would talk to me. He'd pull me aside in different bars, and he'd tell me I had too many gimmicks, you know, and he would smarten me up to little things. Yeah. You know, where Jake would just tell me blunt, like, why would you do that? That was fucked up. Don't do that. Or he would ask me why, and then he'd go, wow, I like what you did there. Jake would do that. When it came to Randy, it took me a while to build that. Never got what me and Jake had, but it was pretty close.
You said, excuse me for 1 second. You said he used to tell you that you had a lot of gimmicks. All right, I want you to explain what's that, because a lot of fans that watch my site do not know what that means exactly. So I want you to explain exactly what he was doing when he did that.
I had a lot of gimmicks, from the rhinestone glasses to the cigar to the gum to the numbers to the crazy clothes. You know, that really, like, Savage had crazy clothes, but they actually made sense. You know, like it was color coordinated.
It looked nice.
Whatever he was doing, it was tight.
Yeah.
And there was a reason why he was so over. When he came to cutting the promo, there was sometimes where you were like, I don't know what the fuck he just said, but he's pissed and the shit's on. You know, because he was just he was an intense motherfucker. That's the way he was, and never learned so much until we actually got in the ring together. And the first couple times that I got in the ring with Randy, where it was a house show, meaning no cameras, he was light. I mean, he was like a dancer. He's like Fred Astaire. It's like, no wonder this guy's lasted, because at the time I was 40, and he was like 3 or 4 years older than me. You know, so he was up around 30, 43, 44, you know, and to be going as long as he went and off the top rope and all the shit that he did, you know, was crazy for being that age and being a former professional AAA baseball player. I mean, this guy beat his body up. So I was thinking, how has he lasted like this? Because Hulk was a completely different worker than Randy.
Yeah.
Randy worked like an animal.
He go hard. Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
And Randy, first time I worked up with him, or I should say for a while, the couple times I did stuff with him with no cameras on, was very light. When the camera was on, I seen a big blue flash, and at times the stuff would be really snug. Other times it would still be light, but you knew you got hit by him, you knew you got hit by him.
Yeah.
So you came back. And all he was trying to do is bring up your intensity level, because the shit's getting soft here. So let's take it up. I'll never forget, we're in Florida, South Carolina. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. I've told on the radio a bunch. I've never told on one of these shows. And Arn Anderson was the booker. And Arn had told me, you know, that you're never going to be a top guy.
Wow.
Yeah, and he told me that. And he later on would take that back. He's a straight up guy. Arn Anderson is a man's man.
Yeah.
So if he feels you aren't something, he's going to tell you.
Yeah.
And it was in the heat of a discussion we had. He said that to me. But later on over a cocktail, he had said, you know, taking that back, because you are. And it was very cool.
Everybody can make a mistake.
And Arn's a Hall of Famer. Arn's as good as it gets, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But Arn was the agent that night, and he came into the locker room, and Randy and I were the last two. We're both putting our boots on, you know, and he didn't say, so Diamond, what do you want to do tonight? You worked with Randy Savage. Randy was like Hulk. He had his own deal. He controlled his own destiny, you know, his contract.
His own locker room and all that, right?
Yeah, but he also, the finish, they asked Randy, what you want to do?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it, man. He looked up at Arn, and he went back to tying his boots, and he went, I think I want to take the diamond gutter.
Yeah, I think I heard you say that before, too.
And went back to
that must have been a feeling and a half, right?
It was awesome, man. It was awesome. So we went out there, we had a hell of a match, and right at the end, boom, he shut me down and went to slam me, and whoosh, 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 boom, we hit that diamond cutter, and the roof blew off.
Yeah.
And he's laying on his stomach. He's laying on his back. I'm laying on my stomach. I just crawled over, laid my arm against him, and the whole building.
I think I seen that match.
Oh no, you couldn't have seen that. You
No?
saw me when I beat him.
Yeah.
Because it was very similar to what we did.
Yeah, that's why. That's
two
what I'm
nights
saying.
before.
Yeah, it
But
sounded similar. That's why.
But what happened when they pop 1, 2, 3 and the place goes crazy? I'm still laying there, my face down in the mat, my arm laying across them. Neither one of us are moving, and I hear, "Well, I think we have our finish for Spring Stampede."
Wow.
I was just like, "Wow, really?" Because I never thought I'd ever beat him.
Yeah, man.
And then when we did the other thing with him later, which Kevin Sullivan, Eric Bischoff, Savage, La Parka, and me, that was it. Knew I was going to dress as La Parka because Randy had just beat me at the next pay-per-view. And with that, I took the belt from Scott Hall. Boom. And Scotty, he'll tell you, put a weapon in his hand and he's dangerous. He knocked the shit out of me. And then I took his finish. And I was half knocked out when I heard Randy come off the top rope.
Wow.
And the whole time I remember the ref going, "Come on, we gotta go home, we gotta go home." And what that means is if we don't finish the match like very, very, very soon, we're fucked. Because when it gets that 3 hours, part of the country, doesn't see it. It's like when you get to the end of, a regular TV show. That ends and another one starts.
Yeah.
So at 3:01, if you don't have any built in, we can keep running this, you're fucked. So I know we were way, 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 way down on time. And it got to the end, I remember hearing, which to me in my head meant Randy's coming up the top rope. This is gonna hurt like hell. It's just, this is what it is. He landed on you. He landed on you. First time he ever did it to me, I thought my guts were gonna.
Really?
Oh, dude, he almost killed Charles Robinson, the referee.
He gave Warrior 5 of those.
He what?
He gave Warrior 5 of them.
Who got 5?
Warrior in WrestleMania 7, I think it was.
Well, back then, Randy was still landing partially on his hip.
Okay,
if you go 10 years
you
later.
saying that, I'm like, what? He gave Warrior 5 of them.
Warrior's a tough motherfucker, too. On top of that,
Yeah.
his resilience, and look at him today, he's still fucking a warrior. But, the bottom line is, coming off that top rope and landing on you when he's 32 or 44 are two different animals.
Bigger, too, yeah.
And he land on you.
Yeah.
Like, I pissed blood for 13 out of 16 weeks. I had the catheter stuck up my fucking cock. Oh yeah, they're going, looking around going, your kidneys are fucked up. You need to stop wrestling.
Because of that?
Yeah, landing on it.
Wow.
I mean, the whole rib thing, that was a shoot.
Wow.
Then I just could use it once in a while after that. But I mean, they wanted me to stop. And I'm like, stop. You fucking kidding me? I worked my whole life.
Crazy.
I ain't fucking stopping.
I
gotta tell you this part. There was a really hot nurse that's in there with the doctor. And she was probably about 40. She was smoking hot though. And she goes, no one wants my job until today. And if you tell the doctor I said that, I'll say you're a liar. So, bottom line is, he came off the top rope. Now, here's what happens. Next thing I know, I'm walking backstage with Kimberly. Did I just wrestle? She goes, what? We're walking. We're walking. We're walking. I go, did I just wrestle? What are you talking about?
Right.
I go, Kim, did I just wrestle? What the fuck? Is it Nitro?
Wow.
And she goes, Pete, you're scaring me. I said, tell me, what the fuck's happened? She goes, it's a Great American Bash. I think it was Great American Bash. It was whatever the second match was. I know Spring Stampede was the first one, because Spring Stampede was my best shit ever. I mean, I won the world title 2 years later there. But the bottom line is that she told me that this is Spring's Great American Bash, and I'm wrestling Randy Savage. And I said, what happened? So if you watch that match, it's on YouTube. You'll see Scott slide in to raise Randy's hand. As Scott raised, I've seen it. As he raised his hands, I sit up about 3/4 like Undertaker, and I don't know what made me. I lay back down. It goes black. She told me. I sat back up again, stood up, staggered, fell between the ropes.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
No,
before.
you've never seen this.
No.
This is black.
Oh, okay.
I gave him both the finger and walked to the back. I went,
That's crazy.
oh my God. Hey, forget when I did that.